In this lesson, I want to show you how you can easily get started doing some basic testing with nothing more than Google Analytics. Now, if you don't have a Google Analytics account, I recommend that you go over to Google and you type in Google Analytics and you sign up for a free account. They'll give you some simple instructions on getting started. But once you've got Google Analytics set up, you want to go down to under behavior, you'll see a link that says experiments. This is where you can begin to do some simple split testing. A split test is nothing more than dividing your traffic between two different websites to test, or two different web pages, to test one web page against another. So for example, we could test one lead magnet offer page against another lead magnet offer page, and we could see which one of those pages generate more opt-ins. Or we can test two different VSLs, two different pages with two different VSLs. We could send 50% of your prospects to VSL A, and we could send the other 50% of your prospects to VSL B, and then we could see which one of those VSLs produced more sales. A split test, or a simple A-B split test, is when you compare one page to another. And to take it a step deeper, it's when you compare one element of a page to a different element on that page. What I mean by that is that when you're doing A-B split testing, using a tool like Google Analytics, you want to test one single element at a time. In other words, you don't want to test the offer while you test the hook or the headline, while you're also testing the big idea or premise. The reason why you don't want to do that is because at the end, if let's say the new version wins, right? The new version is the winner. The new version generates more sales. Well, you have no way of knowing whether it was the offer, whether it was the hook or the headline, or whether it was the big idea or the premise. So one of the benefits of split testing is certainly that over time, we increase our performance and we increase our results. But another benefit of doing split testing is that you learn what your market is responding to. You grow in your understanding of what the market responds to, so that as you put out more and more funnels, you have a better idea of how to start off, right? Because you've learned and you've grown in your understanding from prior tests. So what we're going to do with Google Analytics is I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up a simple split test. Once inside of Google Analytics, like I said, you want to go over here and you want to click on the experiments button. Then it asks you for the URL, the web address of the page that you want to improve. So let's say, for example, that you were going to run a test on your lead magnet offer page, and you were going to test the hook, meaning you were going to test, or you were going to test a different headline. Still conveys the same hook, but you were going to test a different way of conveying that hook on your lead magnet offer page. So maybe, for example, we would say that, Bob's, let's see if it'll take this. Bob, let's just say, let's do this, website.com. And so this would be whatever the URL is of the page that you want to test. That you want to see if you can improve. So it might be page 1. Let's call it page 1. And so we're going to click Start Experiment. Now what we're going to do is we're going to name this experiment, and we're going to call this Lead Magnet Offer Page Experiment. Now over here, it gives you some objectives to search for, but to test for. But because we are going to test the lead magnet offer page, we're testing for an opt-in. We want to see which page will create a higher percentage of opt-ins. So we need to create a new objective. And so over here, we're going to create a new objective, that objective being the opt-in. So what we're going to do is go ahead and check this little radio button next to custom, and then we're going to click next step. And then we're going to say that this is an opt-in. And what we're going to do is we are going to choose the destination page. So right now what we're doing is we're setting up the goal. What is the goal page that people are going to go to? What is the goal that when somebody hits that, we want to trigger it as an opt-in or as a success? And so we're going to call it opt-in, and we're going to say a destination, right? Destination page, URL. So we're going to click next step. And now it asks us to enter what that URL is. So let's say we said that it was, we're going to say website.com, and we're going to call this the customer captivation offer page, right? Because after somebody opts in, or after somebody goes to your lead magnet offer page and they enter their email and press submit, you bring them to the customer captivation offer page. And so that becomes the goal page. And so I'm going to click create goal. And so there we have the, we've got the goal now set up for that particular opt-in. Now what we want to do is we want to click on reporting, and we want to click on this experiment. Again, so here we are. We said we're back at the main page, lead magnet offer page experiment. And now we want to click on objective. And here is the goal that we set up. So now this is the goal, and you'll understand this in just a second, what this looks like. I'll show you in just a second. And so now over here, it asks you what percentage of traffic do you want to send through this experiment? So do we want to just send 100% of our traffic through this experiment? So we're going to leave this on 100%. So yes, we're going to click next step. And now over here is where we put, this was the main page, the main lead magnet offer page that we have right now. And what I want to do is go down here, paste this in, and let's say now the URL of the other version that we created is page 2, right? So this is the current lead magnet offer page. This is the one with the new headline conveying the hook. This is the original. This is the variation over here. Then we click next step. And now it basically, it gives you, it would show you a screenshot if we were using your website or a real website, screenshot of the original, screenshot of the variation. And then it gives you the option of manually inserting the code yourself or sending this to a webmaster. If you use a webmaster, of course you want to click this, but I'm going to show you how simple this is. So I'm going to click manually insert the code. And so all you do is you take this code, you copy it, and then you go over to WordPress, and you're going to paste that into the header section of your of that particular page, of the original lead magnet offer page. And there are a lot of different plugins, free plugins that you can install in WordPress that allow you to paste the Google Analytics code in there to put testing code onto a particular page. But all you're doing is you're taking this code, you're putting it into the original page in the header section, and then you are clicking next. And what it will do is it will verify the code. See, right now it's giving us an error message because we didn't actually install the code, but it would tell you that, it would show you that, yes, the original Google Analytics code is installed on your website, and the code is found on the original and variation page. And then all you do is click Start Experiment, and Google will take care of the rest, splitting the traffic for you, monitoring which one of those pages sends more visitors to the goal page, and it will actually tell you when the experiment is complete, and it'll tell you which one of those lead magnet offer pages is the winner.